Episode 2, Broken Halo, Part 1/6, Rebirth in Blood. Scarlett awoke in a hollow underground chamber, the metallic tang of blood and rust filling the air. Her muscles ached, ribs pressed sharply by last night's impact. A single bulb swayed above, casting fractured shadows along damp walls. She rolled onto her side, testing movement, calculating pain and function. Hands reached beneath the tattered mattress, retrieving the hidden pistol. Fingers stripped the weapon, checking rounds with precision. Chambered. Safety off. Bandage pressed into her side, blood mingling with steel. She adjusted her jacket, keeping the weapon tight against her body. Every motion practiced, economical. Beyond the doorway, the corridor stretched narrow and dim. Rain pattered faintly from vents above. Neon filtered through cracks fractured on puddles along the concrete floor. Footsteps echoed faintly. Shadows moved with intention. Scarlett's eyes swept left to right, scanning every detail. Two men in black uniforms emerged, radio in hand, disciplined and silent. Scarlett flattened against the wall, timing, angles, calculations. She struck the first, wrench connecting with the jaw. A brief grunt swallowed by shadow. The second raised a firearm. Scarlett pivoted. Shots precise, hitting critical angles. Silence. She advanced down the stairwell, metal groaning beneath her feet. Pipes dripped. The air smelled of oil and bleach. Shadows stretched along the walls. A lone guard paused mid-step, radio in hand. Scarlett moved like liquid, wrench snapping against his temple. Movement. Silence. Efficiency. Corridors narrowed further, ending in industrial channels. A van screeched on the surface above, lights reflected through grated vents. Two more men approached from the side. Scarlett used the crates and debris for cover, moving fluidly, dispatching threats in rapid succession. Rain hissed against metal grates. Gunfire erupted further down the corridor. Scarlett rolled, ducked, firing in short, calculated bursts. Metal clanged around her as men fell. Her chest rose and fell steadily. She kept low, calculating distance and angles for every next move. Descending further, she reached the industrial streets. Neon fractured across puddles, her movements precise, silent. Motorcycles passed, unaware. The city seemed indifferent, yet every corner held danger. Scarlett's pulse steady, wounds pressing. She pressed onward. A pair of men approached a freight terminal. Scarlett intercepted. Rapid strikes, pistol, wrench, motion fluid. They fell silent. She secured a briefcase of evidence. The drive containing incriminating information, her path forward now tangible. Rain intensified. City lights reflected in wet asphalt. Patrols above misjudged her trajectory. She slid past. Calculated, shadows her ally. Every step deliberate. Every motion precise. Inside a warehouse, crates formed a labyrinth. Scarlett climbed scaffolding silently, observing men below. Height gave her advantage. She struck from above, minimal movement, maximal effect. Threats eliminated. She advanced, calculating exit routes, environmental advantage intact. The docks were slick, reflecting neon and water. Helicopter beams scanned but did not detect her. Scarlett moved low, silent, weapon ready. Every step measured, avoiding detection while pressing toward her objective. A hidden stairwell led to the informant. Instructions passed quickly, no acknowledgement, just movement. Time critical. Scarlett continued. Anticipation of reinforcements constant. Scarlett moved through the alleyways, slick with rain, neon reflecting off wet surfaces. Each step was precise, avoiding puddles and reflections that could give her position away. Shadows became her armor. Darkness, her constant ally. Patrols moved above, unaware of her route. She calculated timing, angles, distances. Every second mattered. The informant's instructions had given her coordinates, but the streets themselves were hazards, lined with men prepared to kill. A patrol round a corner too quickly. Scarlett slipped behind a dumpster, body pressed tight against cold metal. She waited, calculating trajectories, angles, reaction time. When the man passed, she moved, fluid, silent, advancing further into the maze of streets. An intersection ahead revealed two armed men scanning the blocks. Scarlett analyzed the line of sight. She rolled across the wet asphalt, snapping a quick series of shots, neutralizing them before they even recognized danger. No hesitation, every movement precise. The underground tunnel beckoned. Rusted doors gave way to darkened passageways. Water dripped steadily. Her bandaged side protested minimally. She ignored pain. Every movement mattered more than comfort. Through the tunnels, she encountered a group of armored men, guns raised. Scarlett advanced, using shadows, crates, and elevation. Short bursts from her pistol, wrench in motion. Bodies fell silent and final. Efficiency was lethal. The corridor narrowed further. Puddles mirrored her movements. Two more men approached, scanning carefully. Scarlett rolled, ducked, dispatched them in succession. Silent, controlled, precise. She pressed onward, every step closer to the extraction point. An abandoned subway platform emerged. Neon lights flickered. Tracks stretched into darkness. Patrols above scanned mechanically. Scarlett stayed in the shadows, moving fluidly, weapon ready, each breath measured, each heartbeat timed. She reached the stairwell leading to maintenance corridors. Men patrolled below. Scarlett climbed silently, surveying positions. Her body moved with fluid grace, neutralizing threats from above, one precise strike at a time. The storm outside intensified, rain pounding metal rooftops. Scarlett used environmental sounds to mask movement. Water clashed against steel, covering her approach, amplifying shadows, creating moments to advance unnoticed. A warehouse on the edge of the docks loomed. Inside, crates and machinery formed complex mazes. Scarlett used height advantage, moving along scaffolds. She struck efficiently, removing obstacles without alerting the remaining men. Radio chatter crackled in the background, men coordinating searches. Scarlett moved against the flow, eliminating threats quickly, leaving minimal evidence of passage. The city itself was blind to her presence, the storm concealing movements perfectly. The docks offered limited escape routes. Scarlett measured each step, assessing angles, calculating lines of sight. Every shadow, every reflection, every potential threat was accounted for before she advanced. Another pair of men approached the warehouse's perimeter. Scarlett used a low crawl, closing distance silently. A wrench swung with precision, bodies collapsing quietly into shadows. She pressed inside, ensuring evidence remained secure. The informant's coordinates led to a secondary stairwell. Scarlett moved, scanning continuously. Threats emerged from corners, unaware of her presence. Quick, silent strikes neutralized them, leaving no margin for error. Rainwater ran in rivulets along concrete, reflecting neon red and blue. Scarlett moved with calculated purpose, securing the chip and ledger. Every motion executed with professional precision, leaving nothing to chance. She paused briefly, checking her bandages, adjusting her jacket. Ribs protested, minor bleeding, but she continued. Every second, every movement, counted toward survival and mission completion. A helicopter swept above, beams cutting through mist. Scarlett pressed against a crate, body low, weapon ready. Motion calculated, precise, lethal if needed. The final corridor led to an exit point. Scarlett moved cautiously, eliminating two guards silently. Her path remained unbroken. Extraction imminent, threats neutralized. The city's pulse continued around her, unaware. Neon reflected in puddles, rain masked sound. Scarlett advanced with methodical precision, evidence in hand, moving into the shadows, a ghost among rain-soaked streets. Scarlett approached the final underground exit. Water dripped from rusted pipes, echoing through the concrete corridors. Her eyes scanned every shadow, every reflection, anticipating ambushes, traps, and hidden firearms. A pair of men stepped from the stairwell, guns raised. Scarlett pivoted smoothly, firing with precision. One fell before he could react. The other hit the ground moments later. She advanced, silently, methodical, calculated. The exit door was reinforced steel, locked electronically. Scarlett examined the panel. Fingers worked swiftly over wires, hacking in seconds, eyes darting to every corridor for threats. Sparks flew. The lock disengaged. Outside, rain lashed against her jacket. Neon reflected in puddles and wet metal. Her path remained covered in shadows, surveillance cameras rotating overhead, unaware of her movements. She pressed forward, each step measured. Another patrol emerged from a side alley. Scarlett dropped low, rolling across slick pavement, striking quickly with a wrench, dispatching the guards silently. Movement, fluid, lethal, calculated. The city breathed around her, indifferent to blood and violence beneath its streets. Scarlett navigated alleyways, avoiding main roads, patrols unaware, evidence secure. Every footstep, every shadow accounted for. A gang lookout appeared at the warehouse corner. Scarlett fired 3 precise shots. The man fell instantly. She moved onward, sweat and rain dripping down her face, blood pressing against bandages. At the docks, shipping containers created a maze. Scarlett used height and shadows, vaulting from container to container. Men below fired blindly. She returned fire, pistol echoing against steel walls. She slid down a ladder, landing softly behind a crate. Wrench in hand, she neutralized a guard silently. Movement measured, every strike precise. No sound betrayed her position. The final stretch led to a freight elevator. Scarlett scanned for traps, checking wires and motion sensors. All clear. She pressed the button, the metal cage rising slowly. Rain poured through gaps, drumming on steel. Inside the elevator, she crouched, pistol ready. Radio chatter continued above. She monitored each pulse, every sound, waiting, calculating, ready to strike. The elevator reached the surface. Scarlett pressed against the side wall, gun-trained, scanning rooftops and street corners. One figure moved erratically. Wrench struck quickly, silent and efficient. She emerged into a narrow street. Rain and neon lights distorted movements. Patrols were ahead. Scarlett slipped between shadows, moving like liquid, each step precise, calculated. A black SUV screeched to a halt ahead. 3 men jumped out, weapons ready. Scarlett fired first, shots precise. They fell, moving no longer than a heartbeat. She advanced past the vehicle, blood and rain dripping. The extraction point came into view. The alley narrowed, shadows deepened. 2 guards blocked the exit. Scarlett rolled, pistol raised, wrench in hand. Movement synchronized, lethal, swift. She reached the stairwell leading to a hidden tunnel. Guards approached from behind. Scarlett pivoted, firing twice, wrench striking another. Silence followed. Every motion efficient, calculated. The tunnel led to a secondary underground hideout. Lights flickered above, reflections dancing across puddles. Scarlett moved carefully, securing the chip and ledger in her jacket. The mission intact. Finally, she paused briefly to check wounds, adjusting bandages. Ribs ached, but she pressed forward. The city above was indifferent. Her task was complete for the night. Rebirth in blood was complete. Threats neutralized, evidence secured. Scarlett melted into shadows, leaving no trace. Every movement a testament to lethal precision. Neon flickered. Rain ran in rivulets along wet concrete. Sirens wailed in the distance. Scarlett disappeared into the urban maze, a ghost reborn in violence, ready for the next strike.